Hi guys, just to do a couple more examples with you because I've had lots of questions about when you got a plus and a minus. So as you can see, I've got some examples like that on this page with another one of these special type of quadratics, the difference of two squares. Okay, so we're going to do another one of those together as well. So if we have a think about this first one, pairs of numbers that multiply together to make 24, okay? So we've got 24 and 1, we've got 12 and 2, we've got 8 and 3, and then we've also got 6 and 4. Okay, now we're thinking about how I can make 5. Now the only pair of numbers really that makes 5 is that 8 and 3. Okay, so again, you're going to open up your double brackets. You're going to have x at the start of both of them. Then you're going to put your 8 and your 3 inside both your brackets. Then we're going to think about how I can use 8 and 3 to make plus 5. Okay, so if I have 8, and that would have to be a positive 8, and I subtract 3 from it, I take away 3, that does give me plus 5, which is what I want, okay? Now, some of you then are getting a little bit confused as to how that gives you minus 24. Well, if you think about multiplying plus 8 by minus 3, two different signs, you do get minus 24, okay? So it does give you that number on the end. So that would be the correct factorising of that expression. Let's have a look at another one, okay? All positives this time. So we're thinking about factors of 16. So I've got 16 and 1, I've got 8 and 2, or I could have 4 and 4. Okay, now I'm trying to make 8 in the middle. So the only pair of numbers that does make 8 is that 4 and 4. So I'm going to open up my brackets, put x at the start of both of my brackets, like usual. X times x gives me my x squared. Then put your 4 and your 4. Now I want to make plus 8. Okay, so I'm going to have 4, add 4, and that gives me plus 8, okay? Let's have a look at question 11. Now, question 11 is a very special type of quadratic. It is that difference of two squares, okay? That 121 is a really special type of number. It is a square number, so it comes from 11 times 11, okay? So it is going to have two brackets, but we're going to have 11 and 11 in both of those brackets, okay? So we've got two brackets, x at the start of both of them. Then I'm going to put 11 and 11. And remember, we talked about last time, one has got to be a positive and one has got to be a negative. Okay, now just to show you one more time why that works, I'm going to use FOIL, expanding, okay, to get back to this expression. So we're going to multiply both of these brackets together. Some of you use the grid method as well, and that's totally fine, okay? So F stands for firsts. So that's x times x, which is going to give me x squared. O stands for outers, that's the x and the minus 11. So putting them two together does give us minus 11x. I stands for inners, that's the two bits on the inside. That does give me plus 11x. And then L stands for lasts, that's the two numbers that lie on the end of the bracket. So I've got plus and a minus, that's going to give me a minus. And 11 times 11 gives me 121, okay? Now don't forget, you've got to collect that together. This middle section is the bit that is going to cancel out for us. We're going to be able to simplify that. So x squared is going to stay at the front. I don't have any other x squareds. Minus 11 plus 11, well, that gives me 0. They cancel. And then I'm left with minus 121 on the end, which is what we started with up here, okay? So just to show you, those two brackets do give you that expression when you get back to it up there. Last one then on the bottom. Now this one I've had quite a few questions about because the number 78 isn't a particularly nice number, okay? So we're going to think about pairs of numbers that multiply together to give 78, okay? So we could have 78 and 1. Now this is where you might get unstuck. Now this is a non-calculator question. It's a typical question that would appear on a paper that you wouldn't be able to use a calculator with, okay? Now 78 is an even number because it ends in 8, okay? So it tells me 2 is going to go into that. So if you're not sure, you are going to have to do one of those, a little division step or bus shelter on the side, okay? So 2 goes into 7, it goes 3 times, and you'd have 1 left over. And then 2 into 18 does go 9 times, okay? So we've got 39 and 2. That's also another pair. Now, if you think about these, 78 and 1, 39 and 2, they're not close enough together yet to give me a difference of 7, okay? So I'm going to have to keep going. Is 3 going to go into 78? And lots of you have asked me that. If you're not sure, you're going to have to try one of these, okay? So 3 goes into 7. Well, that goes twice, and I would have 1 left over. 3 into 18 does go it goes 6 times. So actually, yes, it does go in, okay? So you're going to have 26 and 3. Again, 26 and 3 are not close enough together to give me a difference of 7. We're going to have to keep going, okay? So try 4. If you're not sure, give it a go. 4 into 7, well, that goes once. And how many are you going to have left over? You'd have 3 left over, so that doesn't go in, okay? It doesn't go nicely into 38. So I can't use 4. 5, definitely not. 78 is not in the 5 times table. 6, okay? If you're not sure, you're going to have to keep doing one of these, okay? So 6 into 7 goes once, and then you'd have 1 left over. 6 into 18 does go 3 times. So I'm left with 13 and 6, okay? Now at that point, I would be stopping, and I'd be thinking about what is the difference between 13 and 6, and it is 7, okay? So I can stop there because I've got my pair of numbers. So you're going to open up your bracket, like usual, X at the start of both, and then 13 and 6 inside your brackets. Now I want to make plus 7, okay? So I'm going to have to start with plus 13. If I take away 6 from that, I do get plus 7, okay? And just for you to check, multiply plus 13 by minus 6, and you do get minus 78. So it does work, okay? If you want to check, you can use FOIL. So that's expanding your brackets, and you will get back to that expression that you started with. Hopefully that helps now, guys. You can try the exercises.